I'm a Giants fan.
Trade him! Damn it, Farhan.
Now, back to
Willard and Dibs
on 95.7 The Game.
Don't be afraid to let us know if you need a call to the bullpen. I called Ryan Walker. He says he's good to go.
Right.
And so if you need a little help with that cold later today, we got Walker warming up, and we also got Keaton Wynn warming up. So if we get to a leveraged moment and you're not feeling it, you let us know.
No doubt.
Okay.
And you also let me know, which I remember it was about 9 months ago or so. I was going through a similar thing, and I got to like 4:45 or 5, and you looked at Grandy, and Grandy looked at you, and Lucas did his whack-a-mole thing where he popped his head out, and you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're done. That's right.
Yeah, we're going the right hand.
Don't go to Ryan Walker, please.
No.
I mean, who else? Gage?
Keaton Wynn.
Miller?
Caleb Killian.
I threw you out and screamed in your face, who do you think you are?
That's right.
Dude, could Tampa Bay have been a more, can we for a minute and a half? That had to be, like, I thought Philly was embarrassing because you got walked off twice in one day, go with the lead going into the ninth inning both times. But, baseball happens. Tampa Bay had to be one of the most demoralizing, embarrassing series that I can remember because it was on the heels of Philly. You show up there all angry. What did I tell you? I even said to Grandy, load up on the Rays on Friday night because the Giants were doing a doubleheader with rain delays, emotional roller coaster. I go, they're dead. They're dead on arrival.
Dead.
How many runs did they score Friday?
0.
Zippo Dippo.
Yep.
Zippo Dippo. Then they show up Saturday, hit a homer. It's not a homer. And the Giants we got pitchers who aren't pitching getting thrown out. We got coaches we've never heard of getting thrown out. And then we got umpires screaming in the faces of, who do you think you are?
Oh, man.
They're basically sunning the Giants' brand new coaching staff. Then I'm listening on the radio. Wendelstedt. Is it Hunter?
Hunter, yep.
Yeah, his dad sucked too, by the way.
Son of an umpire.
This guy's out there going, like, I don't know if you heard this. We got confusion over whether or not the player is in the box and ready to go. The player has already used his timeout. And I can't remember. I think it was Malley. One of the pitchers is getting ready to deliver. And Hunter's like, well, no, just stop. Hold on. Like, we're not ready. Dude, there's a pitch clock, and he's got no timeout.
Right.
You can't, and there were 2 strikes on him. I'm sorry, that hitter's out. He was so out of sorts. He was so out of sorts all weekend. And this is Giants baseball right now. Forget we're snake bit. I mean, to a laughable degree, not one damn thing can go right. When it was 1-0 in the 8th inning, were you with me? There's no chance they're going to win this game.
It was more like how will they lose
exactly.
it?
Exactly.
How does this go to where they lose it? What's going to be the sequence of events? And, give Tampa credit because the Giants don't do this. Let's bunt it up. There's a bunt. There's another bunt. Let's all bunt. And they're bunting, and it's working, and they bunt, and then they score. And I don't know. The Giants, you don't hit homers, you don't bunt, you don't steal bases, you don't draw walks. So you're basically hoping for a Luis Ariz base hit and then a series of other, fluky things to happen so you can get a run. And even when you scored 5 runs in Philly, you lost. Your road trip was 0-2-5, 0-1-1. Loss.
9 runs in 6 games. No homers.
But 5 in the one game.
Yeah.
And
that means 4 runs in the other 5 games.
Right.
Yeah.
It just.
Yeah.
And so Bryce to the rescue. Get your cape, son.
Great.
And you hate that.
I hate it.
You're right to not like it. And it's weird because, yes, pressure on Bryce, but also no pressure on Bryce. You're 13-21.
Yeah, but
not that it's over, but
that's the way fans look at it. That's that's just I'm telling you, that's not the way the Giants view this. That they don't, and you can call them out for that. That's fine, but we're 33 games into the season. The Giants are not waving a white flag. Matt Chapman's not at his locker going, well, that was a good try. That's the end of that year. Let's just wait till next year. That's fan stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not against it. Fans be fans. But like this thought of like, yeah, bring Bryce up. Who gives a rip? Like the Giants do. That's not how they're thinking about it, which is why there is a piece of me that is super annoyed with tonight. I am just like all of you. I am excited to see him. I'm excited to see Jesus Rodriguez as well. I was excited when they got him for Doval. He came over in the Doval trade. He is an interesting young player. Just turned 24 last week. Can play all kinds of positions, including catcher.
Yep.
Has hit at every level that he's played. Career minor league 311 hitter. OPS about 850. Not a huge power guy, but like a really useful bat. And someone who will absolutely push Patrick Bailey and others on this roster because you can put him anywhere.
Yep.
Infield, outfield, you can do all kinds of stuff. I can't wait to see these two. But for them and for Tony Vitello, they've been done wrong because this is a comedy of circumstances to where you're going to spend your first full year as president of baseball operations basically undoing Farhan Zaidi. And you're like, we're doing everyday players. We're spending money. We're bringing in names. We're going to go Chapman extension,
Yep.
Adames free agency, Devers trade.
Spunky new manager.
Right? So we're going to do all of that stuff and set it up for this year. And 33 games in, you create a logjam. You create a logjam that, and I know all of us, again, as fans, we are right to say, hey, I don't care about feelings. Well, may I offer to you, they do. And I get it. We're not wrong for not caring about their feelings, but they're not wrong for having them. This is also a problem. It just is. There's no two ways about this. Eldridge, Schmidt, Arise, Devers, Adames, Chapman. One guy has to sit every single game. That's a problem. That is a problem.
Well, it's a big problem when you look at the individuals, and, Devers is a guy who's going to be here for 7 years, and you don't want to alienate him. Not that it's going to be a permanent thing. Adames loves to play every single day. He played, I think, 161 last year. He's missed one this year, so he's a guy who never wants to go out. Chapman's your best defender. You can't take him out. Arise gets a hit every single game, it seems. He's hitting 3 bills.
He's been really good.
And you don't want to bring up Bryce Eldridge and not play him, like you said, 5 of the 6. And so how do you go about juggling it? Do you, all right, Devers, you're going to sit today, and Willie tomorrow. I don't know if you only had the one sibling, right, growing up?
Correct.
So, like with us, it was 4 kids, and you had the chore chart. And it's like, all right, you're on vacuuming, and then tomorrow you dust, and then Wednesday you're on the dishes, and then, it goes on a rotation. That's kind of what we're looking at here.
I mean, the good news about Rafi Devers is he would never hold a grudge.
No.
Rafi, if he doesn't like what the organization does, he's just going to let that roll right off his shoulder.
No doubt. I mean, you could play him at third, right? I mean, he used to play third.
Yes, you can play him at third.
So, Chappie, it's your off day. Rafi, you play third.
Literally their 4th best third baseman.
Behind Casey and Chappie.
And Chapman, and probably Jesus Rodriguez, quite frankly. Oh. He can play over there.
Yeah. And I was looking at Jesus Rodriguez today, and we should guess the lineup here pretty soon. But Rodriguez has only caught McDonald once. Because I thought, Rodriguez up. Maybe he's the catcher for McDonald.
I mean, you might be right. That's the stuff that as a fan, I'm like, I can't even get to where that is on my list. You know what I mean? If somebody wants this catcher, or if somebody wants, I'm good against that. I'm sorry. Like, too bad. Tough cookies. I don't know if Rodriguez catches tonight. I don't know if the backup catcher is one. I would think he's one of the guys on his way out. Haas.
I mean, he's hit.
But he's probably one of the guys on his way out today. I would think, just because also Rodriguez could do it in a pinch, and then the sack is almost back.
Yep.
And we'll do that probably on Friday, Grandy. The sack is back. The sack is down right now, but the sack is about to be back. And so do you carry all three of those guys? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you want to do the really, really bold thing, and he has, I believe, one option left, you send Patrick Bailey down to AAA.
you're not doing that.
But that is what,
That's more than bold.
honestly, that's probably what needs to happen.
Is it?
Great on defense, but
Yeah.
he's an absolute automatic out.
Yeah, I know.
Go down for a couple weeks and learn to hit again, my
That's
friend.
not going to happen. You're not going to go down for a couple weeks and learn how to hit. See, this is
Will he learn how to hit?
no.
Then what are we doing?
He's never going to be a great hitter. He is going to be what he is. He's going to be a very good defensive catcher who once a year gets an inside the park home run and we scream. And other than that, he'll ground out to second.
What, did he throw 3 guys out yesterday?
Yeah, he's a great defensive catcher. And that's it. Like he's a 2-time. Is that right? Does he have 2 Gold Gloves? Patrick Bailey? I think he's got 2.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He doesn't have 2 batting gloves. I know that.
This is where like
Even playing hurt, I still got jokes.
I struggle with this, and you guys tell me, okay? And by the way, weigh in on this with all your Giants anger or whatever. But 888-957-9570. Somewhere along the road, this is what you're balancing right now. If you're the Giants, you're balancing urgency and disrespect, and I know where the fans will fall on this. Nobody gives a rip about disrespect. We want entertainment. We want good baseball. However, I will continue to stress, if I'm running the organization, I do have to care about disrespect. If Rafi Devers is going to be here until 2033, I'm not like going out of my way to piss him off. Can he sit for a night? Sure. So then we wake up tomorrow. Now it's Tuesday. Now what do you want to do? It's the same problem tomorrow, the same problem on Wednesday, and the same problem on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They'll change the color of the uniform. We'll get some City Connects on.
Yeah, a little purple tomorrow.
Same freaking problem. So you can't just decide as an organization, let's send Bailey down. Let's send a 2-time Gold Glover to the minors. Let's bench Devers and Adames because we're mad. Like, you need these people. You need these people. And you need to not go out of your way to piss them off. But also, they have to not get too far into their feelings because they've been awful. That's a lot to balance, which is my point. That's why this is not fair to Tony Vitello at all.
This is where Buster Posey, and I liked what you said during the crossover, this is where Buster could and should and maybe might come down to the clubhouse today and say, look, this, individually, this is what we're doing. Rafi, you've played in all 34, and we're going to give you tonight. And, you'll be back in there tomorrow. And Adames, you're going to play tonight, but tomorrow you're going to sit and you try to figure out a way to get these guys into a better spot because Devers is at 562 OPS and he's played in every game. At some point, you have to take a day.
Yeah.
You take a day and Adames is batting 195 and
no, but you hear the issue though. Like I disagree with none of what you're saying. So you give Devers a day. All right, now it's Tuesday. Now what do? Not going to give him 2 days.
Super Bowl or try again.
Now it's Adames. Okay, now it's Wednesday. What are you going to do? And is that what we're going to do? Are we just going to put all 6 guys on some sort of a rotation where everybody gets 1 day off a week? Is that what we're going to do? Maybe it is.
Maybe nothing that formal, but I do think that you look at it and say, Chapman, Adames, and Devers, you've no longer earned 162. You just haven't. And Chapman's been fine, 655 OPS, but you love his defense, and he has 12 runs batted in, which is not a lot, and you want to play Bryce a lot, and you want to mix and match, and Casey can play all over, and so can Rodriguez. And so, I don't know, you have to sit down with these guys and say, look, it's only a fifth of the year, but you haven't earned anything this year.
And that's a big word to those kind of guys. Like, I hear you, and I don't disagree with you. At the same time, if I'm Rafi Devers, Matt Chapman, and Willie Adames, I have my resume and I have my contract. I haven't earned because you didn't like the last 5 weeks? I'm just telling you, you know this, that's not going to go over well with people.
No, of course not.
Yeah, Grandy, what's up?
Well, the other part of this also is if that's where the way that they go, and it's, Casey, you're in for Rafi today. Casey, you're in for Chapman. You're in for Adames the next day. You're asking a guy who's finally coming into his own as a big leaguer to play 4 or 5 different positions in a single week?
I love your point.
That's not fair to Casey either.
No, it's not. That is absolutely true. It is not fair to Casey Schmidt. He's worked his ass off to try to be a first baseman when that's not who he is. He is a third baseman, and he can play second. I think short, he felt
of a stretch.
A little out of place, but he can definitely do it. And now he's worked his butt off to be a first baseman. And now, as he hits over 300, the Giants are going to come to him and be like, so here's the deal. Like, you're just going to run around like a crazy person. We're just going to, your job is to stand in the dugout when we take the field. And then when everyone takes the field, I want you to look at wherever there's a hole and just run out there and go play. I mean,
it's a little bit like Little League at the lower levels where, all right, before you go out there, check the defensive lineup. And, every inning's a different thing where, little Timmy plays left and then he gets to play first. And then now you're going to sit this inning and now you play right. Now you play rover. So Casey has to check every day and figure out where he's playing. He'll be fine. He's played third this year.
Yeah, he will be fine.
He's played 9 games at first, and he's DH'd.
And Casey, he will have a good attitude, and he'll go play wherever the team wants me.
Yep.
But I'm sorry. Look, I can't wait to see Bryce play baseball tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Rodriguez is not in the lineup. He might be. That one's a little bit different. But I'm excited to see the guy play baseball. I've been excited to see him play baseball. I check in on what's going on in Sacramento every night.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, a little stalkerish.
Thank you. At the same time, there is in my opinion, there is no escaping all of the very less than ideal circumstances that this has created. It is, Bryce, put your cape on and save us from our season. It is, Tony Vitello, you have no problem telling $200 million athletes that they need time off. It is Casey Schmidt will have you play all over the damn place, even though you've been probably our best all-around player, which is wild. And then stick all of that into a 13-21 record, and I'm sure everybody will just take it in stride and have a wonderful attitude. And oh, by the way, where do we go when Bryce predictably has a few 0 for 4s with 3 strikeouts? Because I can promise you that some of that is coming. That's still who he is. And these are now major league pitchers. And hitting was it Kirkjian who told it? Hitting has never been harder. Right. In the history of this sport, it's never been harder than it is right now. So he's going to strike out. He's going to strike out probably like Devers and then some for a little while.
I mean, you look at it, Adames has got 43 of them. Devers has 43 punchies. And Ramos has 38. And those are your 3 biggest, victims. Luis Arraez, 6 strikeouts. 140 plate appearances. He struck out 6 times in total. So even if you go tonight against a righty, what do? If you want to sit Adames at short, who plays short?
Schmidt.
I mean, he hasn't played there all year.
Yeah.
And you talk about it being difficult or unfair.
It's not ideal, but neither is 13 and 21. None of this is ideal, which is why it's just incredibly unfortunate that this is the way that it played. And Tony shares in it only from the standpoint of, I do think that he's made some clear mistakes. I found them to be predictable, though, and I don't find them to be backbreaking. But, yeah, he's made some mistakes. He's a rookie manager. We've been talking each week about, does he look a little bit more comfortable in his skin? It was a week ago today that we walked in here, and we were like, all right. 4-2 homestand, 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. All righty. Tony's looking a little more comfortable in his skin. 7 days later, we cannot stand this team. And I made the statement to you, and I am not overstating this. I have never in my adult life been less excited about Giants baseball than I am right now. That is where this is. There's nothing they do well. There's no player I'm excited to see hit. That's actually why it's great that Bryce will be here tonight. There's one guy that'll make me stop cooking and I'll come out of the kitchen and watch him play. That's it. There's one guy where I'm like, I can't go to the bathroom right now. Bryce is up. But not for the right reasons. Not because there's 2 on and 1 out. I'm getting ready for a liner into the gap. It's more just like a curiosity thing. The fact that we're here 33 games in is brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, and I put this more at the feet of Buster Posey than I do Tony Vitello, because this roster, the way it's been constructed and the way that the farm has been developed, is not okay. And it's been this way since before Buster and even before Farhan. The Giants farm system has ranked in the bottom third routinely year after year after year. And so, yes, Bryce Eldridge to the rescue. He's your top prospect. Maybe he's going to be a guy who can step in and do big things. But, you know, the Athletics, they do it. Now, they always sell those guys off when they become too expensive. But they're able to draft and develop, and they've got young farm players that come up and succeed.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, and to that part, I mean, Buster's drafts have not even, you haven't had a chance to do anything with him yet. And it appears he nailed his first round draft pick. Unfortunately, that guy plays for the Dodgers now. But you can't ask somebody to turn a farm system around in a year and a half. That's not doable. I think that there is some more longer term optimism for the farm system, but it's not here yet, other than in the form of these 2 players. And so, yeah, it's exciting to see him. But to some people, it's like, yeah, this is a lost season, so let's see Bryce. But that's not how the Giants feel. It's May 4th.
Right.
It's like, come on, man. And that's what I do hate about it. There's no, like, y'all can call all you want and would love to talk this out. If you don't think that there is some marketing going on here, I think that's a little naive.
I mean, they have to at this point, because they're trying to sell tickets for $5 for this homestand, which I was stunned when I got the first email, and I got like 7 other emails like, last chance, tickets for $5. And I was thinking, $5 for a Giants ticket? They must be a little bit hurting.
You think?
Right.
We're brought to you by Fremont Bank. Here for you, here for good. Let's talk about Tony Vitello. Whether or not you think this is fair to him, and how would you assess his performance so far? How much of a hand does he have in 13 for 21?